Davey VTV, Davey V with you. Welcome to Webster, New York, a town just outside of Rochester, New York, on the shores of Lake Ontario. A town where, as you will soon see, your constitutionally protected First Amendment right to free speech will cost you. And I don't mean that figuratively. I mean that literally. Your constitutionally protected First Amendment right to free speech will cost you in Webster, New York. As always, thank you for watching Davey VTV. Roll the video.
News 8 is your local election headquarters. We'll drive over 104 from Irondequoit to Webster, or drive up from Penfield to Webster, and something changes. You might not notice it right away, but once you do, it's pretty much impossible to unsee. In Irondequoit and Penfield, there are political yard signs all over the place. But in Webster, not so much. And as I found out, there's a reason for that. When we were gathering video for a political yard sign story last week, we were told to check out Webster. So we did. And this is what we found. Neighborhood after neighborhood and next to nothing. In all, we found just 2 places with yard signs. And as we learned, this is not because folks there care less about politics.
Political yard signs are defined in Webster's Town Code as temporary signage. So there is a permit application requirement.
Josh Artuso, Webster's Director of Community Development, laid it all out for us. That application gives you a 45-day window to display a political yard sign, and it's not free. If you plan on using 10 or fewer signs, it's $25 to apply, then $75 for a security deposit. Anything over 10, it's $75 to apply and a $100 deposit.
You know, the concept of the deposit is to ensure prompt removal of the signs without having to deploy town resources to do so.
Former Brighton Supervisor Sandra Frankel says all municipalities have their own regulations, but she has trouble with the application and fee system. She also questions any policy that requires applicants to jot down the addresses where the signs will go, something Webster residents do have to do.
First, I'm not a lawyer, but in terms of the First Amendment protections, I think those types of requirements promote and present an infringement and an impediment to people expressing their views.
In response, the Webster Supervisor's Office sent us a statement saying the rules were built to ensure signs do not obstruct or impair traffic sightlines, adding this: we have traced the permit requirement back to 1981. However, we believe this was in place for several years prior. This is in full compliance with the Constitution and does not pose any First Amendment issues.